Imagine this. You just received your first job offer. Great company, great pay. HR sends you the onboarding requirements. And the form asks for your TIN, your national ID number, your SSS number, and your bank account details for payroll. You stare at that form, and you realize you don't have a single one of those things. Not because you're irresponsible, but because nobody ever told you where to start. My name is Meros Tipasina, and this is Next Step, the app that gives every Filipino young adult the roadmap they never receive. The Philippines have over 12 million young adults between 18 and 24. Every single one of them faces the same wall of adulting tasks. Philippine System, BIR, LTO, COMELEC, PhilHealth, and there is no single reliable guide that walks them through all of it. The data shows this gap is costing young Filipinos in three specific ways. First, ignorance. Most don't know which agency handles what documents to bring, or how much fees cost. They find out the hard way, arriving at the office without medical certificate, or at COMELEC after the registration window has been closed. Second, real consequences. Missing the deadline means penalties or subcharges or not being able to apply. Third, bad information. When they do look for answers, they turn to social media and find posts that are outdated, incomplete, or written for a different region entirely. It doesn't have to stay this way. To fix this, I built Next Step, a mobile application that gives every Filipino young adult a curated, step-by-step checklist of the most essential adulting tasks localized for the Philippines with progress tracking and built-in reward system. The mechanism is straightforward. 3 phases. Phase 1, onboard. The user register, select their Philippine region, and receive a personalized task list. Phase 2, execute. Each task is broken into clear steps with the required document, the specific agencies involved, and the exact fees that the user may check off steps as they complete them. Phase 3, progress. A badge system and milestone tracker reward completion, turning stressful government errands into achievable wins. Let me show you this in action. When the app launches, returning users are directly taken to the dashboard, but new users hit the welcome screen. Registration is name, email, password, and on success, the user is taken directly to log in with their email already filled in. No extra friction. First-time users enter the onboarding flows. Account created, and then, as for the region, Central Visayas, and the user sees 4 categories waiting for them. We have legal, money, career, and health. On the dashboard, recommended tasks are front and centered. I'll open Get Your National ID. The task detail explain why this matters, list exact documents needed, and lay out each steps with a specific agency instructions, PSA, portal, and biometrics appointment. Tapping on a step marks it complete. The progress bar responds immediately. All progress is saved locally and no internet connection is required. When the final step is checked, the celebration screen shows up. Points earned, badge unlocked, in this case, ID getter. The progress bar shows the full picture, tasks done, tasks in progress, completion rate, and the badge collection building over time. The solution isn't just well designed, it's well engineered. Let me show you the architecture. The project is organized using vertical slicing. Every feature lives in its own self-contained package. You can see we have welcome, login, register, onboarding, and many more. Each package contains everything for that feature: its screen, its logic, its data access, and nothing more. This means a developer working on onboarding never touches the progress. A bug on task execution is isolated to one folder. So we have shared data layer that holds the repositories: the task repository, the user repository, and the progress repository, which is the only place the features are allowed to share code. Now, each feature implements the MVP, Model View Presenter pattern. I'll use onboarding as the example. The contract defines the relationship. The view interface says what the screen can display, the presenter interface says what user action it handles, and neither side knows how the other is implemented. The presenter holds all the logic. When continue is clicked, it checks which step we're on, and it validates the region selected, saves it to the model. Then, the presenter never touches a single Android view directly. The view, which is the activity, only does the UI work. It switches the panel, updates the dots, changes the button label, and it makes no decision. It simply responds to the presenter instructions. The model handles the data, the list of Philippine regions, saving the selection to the user repositories, and marking onboarding complete. Imagine it is 6 months from now. A fresh graduate in Cebu open NextStep in the morning of their first day of work. By lunch, they have already have their appointment book, their BDO account open, and their employer payroll form filled out. All because the app told them exactly what to do and in what order. They didn't need their parents. They didn't need to scroll through 3 hours of Reddit posts, and they didn't miss a single government deadline. This is what NextStep delivers. Not just a checklist, but the confidence of knowing you have the right information at the right time for the right region. We started with a young adult starting at an HR firm, paralyzed because no one gave them a roadmap. NextStep is that roadmap. Every task, every step, one app. And a generation of Filipino adults who can finally say, I know exactly what to do next. Thank you.